Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yep.
Today we celebrating, man, the infamous 25, man.
25 years.
Heavy.
The 25th anniversary of Mobb Deep's second album, the infamous. Wow, 25, another 25 years, man.
What you got to say about that?
Man, first of all, man, it's just something of 25 years that's passed. That's just crazy thinking about that. Like, it seemed like yesterday, man. We grew up on these albums right here, man.
Yeah, this was
Their
one of
best
them.
album.
This was one of them albums that hit kind of. It hit hard to those who knew about Mobb Deep, but for those that didn't know about Mobb Deep, they kind of caught on a little bit, and they started trends with this album too. As far as with the Timbs and everything, this was like sort of like a big situation, man, and having Nas on it, things of that nature. This was a hell of an album, man.
Yeah, man. Well, we celebrating this album. We talking everything about this album, the impact, and all of that, man. Today's all about the infamous, celebrating the 25 years anniversary.
Yes.
Shout out to Havoc. Rest in peace to Prodigy. Classic right here. Let's take it back, man. Hip hop in '95, right before this album came out. What was going on in the game?
Cuban Links, 95?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
so,
yet.
so it was the same year, but this dropped first.
Drop first, yep.
I think. I mean, I'm 13, man, so it's hard to say. I'm still. I remember listening to Snoop, Doggy Style. So I'm guessing New York brought it back because Illmatic came already, and so they're ready to die. Mm-hmm. So maybe they ruled it in, made it easier for Mobb Deep to come out because this ain't even their first album, right? They can't. That's her second album, so their first album didn't pop because it's a West Coast time. So this is a good time to come out with Nas, with a Biggie.
Album was bad.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you didn't hear much about it.
We didn't even know about it. I mean, that was a New York thing. You had to know about that because
for real, I say that this is their first album.
I thought this was their first album for a long time. I didn't even know. But yeah, Wu-Tang, Nas, Biggie. I even think the Me Against the World album is more East Coast-ish to me.
That was East Coast album.
Yeah, like to me, the West Coast. I ain't gonna say they was dead, but they were not dominating things anymore like they did. Like Death Row still had a presence, but Bad Boy was smoking. In '95, they started smoking between the rap and R&B. Then you got Outkast and the Dungeon Family. They gave the South a new voice.
Soul Food.
And then Goody Mob, yeah. Outkast already popped.
Goody Mob came a little bit later though, than '95.
I think their first album might have came in '90 with Cell Therapy. Cell Therapy, or maybe it was '96.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't '95 because I remember when Outkast came out.
Outkast was here though. Outkast was here for sure.
Yeah, Outkast was here, and it was a while before that came along.
This album took a backseat to a lot then.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. And then Scarface had the Diary and him and the Ghetto Boys. They was a big presence.
But you couldn't deny though once you start getting that play.
But the Midwest dropped came out with a group.
'95. Who?
Yeah, Bone Thugs.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Damn.
He brought them out for the love of money. Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
The first, this wasn't East 9. Oh, this was the Thuggish. What was the name of that joint? That was like 8 songs, I think.
Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, they was popping. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Where was Mobb Deep at this point in their career before this album dropped?
Before this album dropped?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great question. I'm being for real. I really don't know, but I know when this album dropped, it was like sort of like it was a trendsetter. It was a trendsetter in some ways because everybody, around this time, the Jettas was out. The convertible Jettas, the sunroof Jettas. People hang out the window, the Hennessy. I'm being real. They were setting trends, man.
To correct it, that was year.
What?
First of the month. So that wasn't their first album.
Oh, okay.
That was their second album.
95?
95 was their second album.
Okay.
What came out this year though? Brooklyn Zoo. So this album took a backseat to a lot, yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn Zoo did come out in '95.
Yeah. Well, that's what.
36 not ODB. 36 Chambers, the dirty version.
I think the thing that sparked that really sparked this album.
That's later.
I think the thing that really sparked this album is people like Nas, like pushing it as in letting people know about Mobb Deep.
That was a hell of a cosign, right there.
So, and I think that's when a lot of people got hip to it and really started listening to it. And then you just had the videos, because this when the videos was popping. They was dropping them videos heavy for this album.
This was a very crucial point in their career because Juvenile Hell came out and it was a straight dud. No one.
I don't remember.
I feel like nobody.
I could have told you that.
I feel like nobody outside of New York heard about Juvenile Hell because I sure didn't. I never heard nothing about it. So they had to deliver with this next album, or their rap careers probably would have been a wrap. It would have been over. So they had a lot of pressure. Remember, they had a primo single on Juvenile Hell. It was called Peer Pressure, and that worked. That formula worked for everybody, but it didn't work for Mobb Deep. So
they were young too.
Man. So they was like, yo, we gonna go out swinging on our own kind of thing. So yeah, they had a lot to prove.
They was teenagers, right?
They was little too. Yeah, they was young boys, little young boy.
I think then they was 14 and 15.
But Juvenile Hell,
probably. AG came out the same year too.
Juvenile Hell, probably.
Who?
Yeah.
Do or Die?
I think so. All this was later.
Later.
Juvenile Hell,
later, yeah.
And Liquid Swords too.
Yeah,
later. In Ray. Too.
Shit.
All this is
a
95.
good year.
Yeah. All this is not. ODB already came out, but Ray, Liquid Swords, and Do or Die is that's all later this year. So going up for this album, leading up to this album, what kind of expectations? I know we was young, except Pito. Pito was old.
Pito, please speak.
What was the expectations of Mobb Deep leading up to this album? Because you was about 40
there was no expectation because it hit, like you said, it hit like it's their first album because the first one was trash. Once this one came out.
So did you actually hear the first album? Did y'all know about them?
Yeah, I have the first album.
So when you heard it, you were just like, this is trash.
Yeah, it's horrible. This is bad. Now, I was surprised. I didn't even want to hear the second album because I thought it was going to be like the first album. But then we started hearing the singles on the radio. That's when it's like, who the fuck is this? And then they changed.
Now, did they have a buzz in Queens? I know you was from Queens and not Queensbridge, but did they have a buzz locally?
Yeah. With that second album, not with that first one.
I didn't know who they were, so I didn't have no expectations. Personally, I know they had they had to have a lot of pressure though, just thinking about it, because it was like Do or Die, man. Havoc and Prodigy wanted to take things in their own hands.
I think the first album was they on the same label as the second and the rest of the albums?
When the second album they was on Loud. I don't think they wasn't on Loud.
Okay, so
who was
the guys from Loud
first album?
Took them under the wing, and then Q-Tip had something to do with them too.
Q-Tip was on the album.
Yeah, but Q-Tip helped them mix the rest of the album, the whole album.
I can see that.
Oh, okay. Of this album?
Yeah, of the second album. So they had the right. They had the help. They had the help.
Well, okay.
I thought for years that this was their debut album. For years. I didn't even know about Juvenile Hell for years. I didn't even know about it at all. The first album was on 4th and Broadway. That was the same thing that Eric B. and Rakim used to be on. That was the first album was on Island, 4th and Broadway.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do with them.
And the second album, this came out on Loud and RCA.
So Island wasn't a part of Def Jam at all?
I think they merged at some point later on. Yeah.
That first album, they wasn't even rapping the same way.
They wasn't.
I agree.
The first album was the Hennessy shirts though, right? Hennessy jersey?
Yeah, big T-shirts.
No, he had a Hennessy in the video for this. He was in the car. Prodigy. He had the Hennessy shirt. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of which video was that for. Was that Shook Ones or Survival of the Fit? I don't know. I can't remember which one. He had the Hennessy shirt on.
Survival.
Going over the bridge.
Yeah. Mobb Deep's second album, The Infamous, was released on April 25th, 1995 on Loud Records RCA. It was recorded from 1994 to 1995. The album was recorded at Battery Studios, Platinum Island Studios, Firehouse Studios, and Unique Recordings in New York City. The Infamous was produced mostly by Mobb Deep, but also featured production from Q-Tip, Scott Free, and Matt Life. So let's get right into the album. First up, the start of Your Ending, 41st Side, produced by Mobb Deep.
The way that came on, man, it was so ghetto. That shit, it wasn't crisp. I mean, it was dope though, man. The way it came on, and you heard Pete talking and shit. You know what I mean? It was a feeling, man.
Yeah, it was a nice album opener. Nothing heavy, but I liked it. It was a nice way to start it off.
I agree. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it was pretty dope. They was 20 years old too, Pete.
What?
They wasn't teenagers when they made this album. They was 20 years old.
They just look little.
Dropped that shit, yeah.
It's just super little. Track 2 is the infamous Prelude. Prodigy sending out warning shots on this one though. He talking heavy.
He's just talking.
Somebody
been choked the shit out.
He like, man, he's pretty much saying like ain't nothing sweet over here, man. He talking heavy.
Yeah, he was throwing it out there. But I think people probably was taking jabs at him.
He probably mad
because remember they short though, so people probably playing him for sweet, man. I remember Fat Joe had a story like, man, who is these little dudes? He said when he heard their music and he was so in love with their music, and then he met them in real life. He's like, yo, some little dudes, man. Like, he wasn't expecting them to be that little when he heard the way they heard their music.
Oh shit, what's up, dog? P?
So that was funny, but yeah, he was talking heavy on this Prelude.
Yeah, he said, but Prodigy and Big Pun had a real close.
Yeah, they was cool
friendship.
They was cool. Track 3, Survival of the Fit, produced by Mobb Deep.
Sure, this shit right here, dog. This is the gutter, though. This is the hardest shit that's out right now, dog. When that shit came out, like Wu-Tang, you know them niggas was a hard pause. But this shit right here, like you knew this was somebody gonna get robbed, yo.
Yeah. This was one of them tracks where you know that you put your hoodie on, tie it real tight, and move on out because this
you gotta have a boot on though. You can't.
Yeah, you gotta have the boot on.
You gotta have a boot on.
Man, this first verse, man. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from.
That shit good.
You can run, but you can't hide forever. Yo, that joint is hard, man. That first verse, man, is hard. This is actually their second single they released on the album, but it's a classic hip hop song, man. Prodigy just kills this to me right here, man.
I agree.
He just kills this.
Murder.
Great classic song.
Like, of course, in the beginning, this is my favorite song on the album. At that time.
Oh, absolutely.
At that time. Not now, but at that time.
Hands down. Track number 4, Eye for an Eye. Your beef is mine.
We in this together, son. Your
beef is mine. As long as the sun shine, the light up the sky. That beat is hard. Another classic banger to me. I actually feel like this beat sounds like RZA-ish to me. That's why I can see why Ray is on here, and it sounds like got that RZA kind of feel to me.
No. That's about no. Go ahead.
But man, it's a hell of a cosign, man. You got Ray, Wu-Tang already popping, Nas already came out. They got classics to their name. They on your album. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
Yeah, and they was pushing it.
Yeah.
All them guys was mentioning this album.
Yeah,
I remember it, man. I'm telling you, I remember it, man. Like even when because back then when they was doing the videos, you might get some of them hosting the videos and stuff and all that, and they was pushing it, man. I remember Ray and them; they was on there hosting the videos.
Well, Ray was on the album, right?
Yeah, he was on the album.
He was on the album twice.
But he was but when they was on I think Rap City or a couple of them, they was and they was showing the video.
Time goes by, an eye for an eye. We in this together, son. Your beef is mine. John is crazy.
I remember they broke on Ralph McDaniels Video Music Box.
Okay. Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Track number 5, Just Step Prelude. This is like a nice little acapella verses from Big Noid and Prodigy.
That's when you knew Big Noid. The introduction of Big Noid.
This is the first joint I knew by heart. This is a Gun and Bedford. Y'all was in middle school when I read it. This is sometimes I wish I had 3 different faces. I'm going to court for 3 cases, 3 faces. One in Queens, Manhattan, one in Brooklyn. The way things looking, I'ma see central booking. Facing 3 to 9s, it's mad time. Had a very curve for assault and 2 9s. Oh my God, y'all remember that shit? I was like 7th grade, yo.
This is great.
7th, 8th grade, I lied.
You know what you were saying?
Great education.
No,
for the
hell
kids.
no. Hell no. I didn't know.
saying.
You did that as a class presentation?
No, I want a class presentation.
The teacher like, what? God love Delaware education right here, man.
This shit right here. Gun and Bedford. I knew that whole shit back then. That's the first joint I knew by heart. Probably because they had no beat to it.
Nah, this is dope. This is actually a dope acapella, man. I like this joint. Big Noid is like the unofficial 3rd member of Mobb Deep.
It was the introduction.
He was all over this album.
Fuck the Jakes. They could catch me at my weight.
Track number 6, Give Up the Goods, Just Step featuring Big Noid. Produced by Q-Tip. This is the 4th single on the album.
This is the shit.
This is another one of them bangers, man.
Stick you.
They all got tough verses on here to me.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
all their verses.
Yes.
Their verses tough on this joint. Give up the goods. That's another one of the better songs on the album to me.
I agree.
Track 7, Temperatures Rising, featuring Crystal Johnson.
Now, today,
Produced by Q-Tip
Probably
and
my
Mobb
favorite
Deep.
song.
this is my favorite song on the album. This is about Black Justice, Havoc brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude that was talking about
Killer Black.
Killer Black, his
Killer
brother.
Black,
Yeah,
Killer
Killer Black. Yeah.
Third single. Yeah. And Havoc got a dope verse on this song on this song about that.
Was this sort of
What
like
up,
the
son,
second
dude?
part? Was this
for a body?
Was this like the sort of the second part of Nas from the Illmatic joint? What was the joint? But Nas was talking about
One Love?
Yeah, One Love.
He was talking about Black on there too.
Yeah,
He did. He mentioned Cormega. He mentioned a lot of people I didn't know at the time on that on Nas did on that song,
Yeah,
but
he
they all
mentioned
came out
Cormega on
later
this
though.
one too.
Yeah. But honestly, when I first heard this song, I didn't like it because I was on my super hardcore stuff. And they had a girl singing on here,
but
so I couldn't get it. You know, I was robbing people at this time.
Stop that. We ain't gonna even do that. We ain't gonna even do that.
I was too gangster.
Too many people.
But
listening.
the singer. I don't know why this album was so hard. I'm like, man, they can't have no R&B singer on here. But as I got older, I loved the song.
The way the fucking beat dropped, I didn't even. Like, you already in the mode. You got your gun out at this point. You got your gun out at this point.
Yeah.
The temperatures rising. Produced by Q-Tip and Mobb Deep, man. This was dope. Track number 8, Up North Trip. Produced by Mobb Deep.
This
This
was
another one of
my
them
songs, too.
joints right here, man.
This was one. This is like it had you like, damn, like thinking about it and ride on that bus, knowing you're going way up to Rikers Island. Never, not saying that I never took that ride.
I took that ride.
The Rikers?
Yeah.
Well, it ain't really a ride. You got
Yeah.
You visit somebody up there.
I thought you took the ride. I was just saying.
the shit ain't just a ride. You gotta get on the boat.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that shit, dog. Like
So wow.
the most scariest shit I ever been into.
You did it?
And the visit, like you go in, when you walk in Rikers Island, and you in the visiting room, they put you through like a bubble, like the airport shit do. Like when you go through TSA, you go through the shit and it like a scan you. Man, then they got pictures on the wall. They had a nigga where nigga got cut from his ear. One part of his ear was up by his eye. The other shit was like back by his shape up in the bottom part. I ain't never seen no shit like that. I was terrified going on a visit there, yo.
Oh man, make your
Frank-
move.
And then they
Rikers
take you to different like bunkers and
That shit,
different
man.
parts to it.
This song got you in that mode, man. Like I felt this joint. This song was hard. Make your moves at night. Pack your heat in this war zone. Niggas is trife. Running from one time. Ain't no time to slip. Make one false move. It's a up north trip.
Fuck that. The crazy part, that's just a holding facility too. That's not even really where people really do time, man. Fuck that.
Track number 9, Trife Life, produced by Mobb Deep.
That was the shit.
It's another one, man. Another one.
Yeah.
I love this beat,
Yo,
though.
every beat on here.
I love
was
this
banging.
beat, man. I love this beat right here.
This is like one of them, like, it's like you got to bronze this thing or something. You got to do something to this album.
This right here was a blueprint to CNN War Report.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you 100%, Ted.
This was
Absolutely.
I agree with
this
you
was the
100%.
this was like stick you and all that type shit was like that was birthed from this album. Right
And Havoc produced like several songs on that album too, but that definitely laid the blueprint out for CNN. I agree with that 100%. Track number 10, QU, Hectic, produced by Mobb Deep.
Getting hectic.
I like the beats and the lyrics on this one too, man. It's another one,
It wasn't
man.
my favorite song, one of my favorite songs on this album, but it fit the album.
Yeah, it was dope. Track number 11.
Oh, my.
Right Back at You, featuring Ghostface and Raekwon and Big Noyd, produced by Mobb
This
Deep
shit was
and
hard.
Scott Frick.
Oh, my.
This wasn't supposed to be like this is like a dream song right there.
Yeah.
Hard. This another one I feel like it got like a RZA kind of sound, so I can see why. And Ray and Ghost is classic, going back and forth on here.
And Havoc is making all these beats at this time.
Yeah.
20 years old.
I don't know if nobody wanted versus him, man. As I was thinking about some of the stuff he
I
produced,
thought him and his son was going against each other.
I don't think that was official. I heard people saying that, but I don't think it's official. But
Alchemist came out.
I don't. Nah, Alchemist don't want that smoke at all. But yeah, this one hard right here, man. This is hard. Let's get it on, nigga. Do what we gotta do. You bucking me, I'm bucking right back at you.
That sound like off a
Be
fucking movie
hard,
like Fresh
man.
or something.
Be hard. It's a great song. Great song. Hip hop classic joint, man. Mobb Deep and Ghostface and Ray. Woo. And Big Noise. Like they was
Noise,
killing
man.
it. They was killing it.
Big Noise held his own too.
Yeah, he did.
Held his
Absolutely.
own.
Big Noise wasn't nothing to play with. I'm surprised he never really do more solo wise, but he was holding his own with them. Track number 12, The Grave Prelude.
That shit was like in New York niggas at that time. Niggas always getting shot in the rain or something. What you call was like that too. The Can It Be Also Simple remix on Ray album.
Yeah. He always get shot in the rain.
It's like that's when
Like it's thunderstorming and niggas
like
getting
that's
shot.
when niggas
Like,
waited to do.
why
dirt.
you not in this? Like, be in the house. It's raining. That's what I'm thinking. I'm a kid. Like, why are niggas outside in the rain?
Who actually got shot? Was it Big Noise that got shot? I'm trying to figure out who actually got shot though.
You mean for real or on that?
No, in the interlude.
I don't
Who was it
remember,
that
man.
actually got shot though?
Because
I hear a bunch of names getting thrown out, and I never was really clear on who got shot. Was it Big Noise supposed to get shot or who? I don't know, man. I need those answers though. Let me know if you know. Track number 13, Cradle to the Grave, produced by Mobb Deep. It's like a storytelling kind of joint.
From the cradle to the
Shootout. They was going back. I like this because they was going back to back within the story. So it's a little different to them though.
P
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't
P
bad.
went in, man.
P was a whole different kind of animal, man. Track number 14, Drink Away the Pain, Situations,
I should skip this.
featuring Q-Tip, produced by Q-Tip and Mobb Deep. You can hear Q-Tip. You can hear that Q-Tip produced this song because it has like
The cadence and all
a
that.
Tribe Called Quest sound to it,
Got
and
horns in it.
and it ain't. I ain't saying it's whack. It's a good song, but it just sounds different from like the other beats of like the Mobb Deep.
I was in middle school. I can relate to E and J at the time, man.
Yeah, it sounds like a Tribe song more than a Mobb Deep kind of song.
Yeah.
Compared to the other songs and
And
the
it didn't
beats
fit
on the
them.
album.
And it didn't fit them for me. I felt as though
I agree. It didn't fit this album to me,
Didn't
I
fit the
think.
album, yeah.
But it wasn't a bad song. It could have been on a Tribe album featuring Mobb Deep,
Yeah.
and it would have
Yep.
it'd have been cool. I
It'd
just
have
don't
been-
think it fit
yeah.
the sound. And track number 15, Shook Ones Part 2, produced by Mobb Deep, the first single on the album.
They turned this shit into a party song.
Cool word. You can
All
make this.
my niggas get down like wood.
You can make this any song, man. This is a classic right here. To me, one of the all-time top hip-hop songs ever.
That's
It
one of the top freestyle songs. Too.
Oh, absolutely.
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 Everybody
Man.
went over this joint.
Man, Prodigy, once again. Prodigy, man, he just killed. He's when he starts off, he was just destroying these things, man. I got you stuck
He was
off
a
the
good
realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware. Off my crime family who got enough shots to share.
For all those. Who want to profile and pose?
Joe was
Stab
tough.
you in your face with brains through your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for himself in these streets, we be gunning. Keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. Come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. You ever seen somebody in the wrong neighborhood? You can tell by their
Take these words home and think them through.
Yeah.
On the next rhyme I write might be about
Oh,
you.
my goodness. Classic material.
He ain't a crook, son.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
He just a shook one.
Prodigy, man, was one of them guys, man.
Prodigy was in a different
He
kind of
was-
zone
yeah,
on this
he was
album to me. Man.
Top 10, man. Like
he was killing it,
as
man.
far as like he was coming hard, man. Jokers had to respect his lyrical wordplay.
Man, Shook Ones is one of the like all time hip hop songs.
Yeah.
Like Shook Ones is one of them go to songs. Like, I mean, this is the song 8 Mile movie. Like this is like the main song. Like this is one
You
of them
think you
hip
could
hop.
play that in a young kids party now?
No,
They
wouldn't
understand
know.
that
they
shit.
ain't gonna know it.
Now that's a little Dirk or somebody and them that try to rap over it.
Nah, I don't want to hear that. You gotta bring it. This, when you hear a beat like this, you gotta bring it. If you freestyling, you gotta bring it. Track number 16, Party Over, featuring Big Noise,
So on you, what you gonna do?
produced by Mobb Deep and Matt Life.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, yeah. At this point, I was back at Survival of the Fittest.
Oh,
You went
wind it
rewind.
back?
I went back already, yo. I'm not gonna lie, yo. I'll be here lying to you if I told you I went through these last joints and the instrumentals and all that shit on that CD.
It was
yo, I had a Discman at the time, dog. Back to track 3 go.
This man days. It was an alright album closer. I like the beat and the rhymes. They let Big Noy shine on this whole album.
Mm-hmm.
Like he definitely like the unofficial
Rapper Noy.
Mobb Deep member, man. But he did his thing.
They brought him in. This album was what brought him in.
Yeah, and this is back in.
Then his album flopped.
That's what I'm saying. I always wonder why he didn't really
got
get a
that
chance to
album, too.
pop off.
He was supposed to drop ASAP right after this album.
Probably, because they can keep that momentum going.
Did Have do his album, though, Pito?
He was supposed to do what
I don't
AZ
know.
did.
I don't know.
He should have. I hope he would have. He should have did it. The Infamous received critical acclaim and commercial success upon its release. It debuted at number 15 on the Billboard 200 and number 3 on the top R&B and hip hop charts. On June 26, 1995, The Infamous was certified gold. The Source gave it 4.5 microphones. What was the impact of the Infamous album on hip hop? You would say?
It was just, to me, it was a part of a great year. Like
Absolutely.
I was sitting here just thinking, like, man, then like the Infamous album, I don't remember listening to it right then and there, but then it took me back to a place, especially when I got to the freestyle joint. Like, I was in middle school, so I definitely listened to the album. I had to take it for me to know the lyrics like that. So, but I guess it didn't sit with me long that year because so much came out, man. It was hard to sit on CDs that year, man, because you had the ODBs, then you had Raekwon, which I thought that had to be my favorite.
And all
album that
those
year.
albums were all
Licorice
together
Swords.
on mixtapes, so you didn't really get.
I don't know if I had the mixtapes. Like,
That's
I don't
New
know.
York, dog. That's New York.
Like I'm telling you, one of the first mixtapes I remember listening to had Niggas Done Started Something. It was an SNS. He had Niggas Done Started Something and Daytona 500 was on the same joint. Like,
I think it had a very big impact, man. Like the streets loved this album, man. Like this joint was hard. Like it was hard, man. Like I think impact was crazy. But I agree with you, Ted. Like this was a great year. I remember I didn't actually just like get on to Mobb Deep when this album first came out. I remember my boy Bert had this CD and he bought it over my crib and I listened to it. And I'm like, what's this? First of all, the album cover is a whole nother thing. Like this look like this grimy dudes on the cover and the back cover. And I listened to it.
They ain't spent a lot of money on it.
Huh?
They ain't spending a lot of money on it.
Nah, absolutely not. They ain't.
Bill Basic was winning back then.
Yeah, so man, I remember he bought the CD over and I didn't give it back.
I was getting ready to say if you stole it.
Like what you calling them?
A lot of people stole CDs from me, including this guy right
They had
here. So
graphics.
it's cool. It's cool. I get to steal sometimes too.
Well, to me, I just knew
So
that.
you ain't stealing it back from home. You went and got other people.
Yeah. To me, it was like the start of a new era, man. Like, cause you had all them good guys that came out from Wu, Biggie, Nas, Mobb Deep, Pop. They all it was like the beginning of an era to me for that. So, and this album was just like one of them things that like complemented the year that was going on. You know what I'm saying? As far as from the introduction of Rapper Noy, from the Shook Ones to the Temperatures Rising songs. It's just like I never been to Queens a day in my life besides the time we just went up there. It's just like I seen Queens when I heard the songs. You know what I'm saying? Or I felt it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the videos, it was crazy. It was a hell of a thing, man.
It's
So
funny.
What You Call came out before this though, right?
What?
Me Against the World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sat with Mobb Deep with Me Against the World out?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
I
I didn't know about
yeah.
Mobb Deep. I knew who Pac was. I didn't know who Mobb Deep was. So this was kind of like I definitely the day that came out. I didn't have Mobb Deep album. I heard about it maybe later in that year or so like that. But
Sort of like my freshman year. I think freshman year in high school, probably want to say.
that was 1996. So that was the
Yeah,
year
my
afterward.
sophomore year. Yeah, something like that.
What
I was the look this man waiting on the corner for the bus.
this
I
man
didn't even
definitely
know where I
man.
was.
I have.
Yeah, you
Probably
was-
unemployment line,
you was
motherfucker.
mad.
Oh,
You probably was in
your
graduating
first
college.
child.
Nah, I wasn't. I didn't graduate, so I don't know where I was.
You didn't graduate, though?
Took my GED.
Damn, Peter.
You was in the streets that heavy, huh?
Yeah.
The mean streets of Queens. You listen to Mobb Deep and you wasn't the same.
Yeah, it was over.
Nah, I was out.
Eight
I had
bars.
my
you made him
SB
drop out.
1200 and I was out. I didn't go to school.
Damn, Peter, that's a great message for the kids, man.
Yeah, don't do what I do.
What did this album do for East Coast New York City hip hop?
Grimy.
Yeah, it was.
Let him know that
The crime rate went up.
This shit was
Everybody
grimy.
was robbing each other.
I feel like
that was the time where people was ripping
Shook
leaf
niggas
patches off.
they was ripping the leaf patches.
Yeah.
Damn,
You know
did you
that?
get yours ripped off?
Nah.
Guns is coming out, huh, Pito? The niggas grab your leaf patch.
Nah, they was
He
doing
was
some
running with the boys around that time.
They was doing some stupid shit then.
Word. I feel like this is top 5 album from NYC that like brought the East Coast era back to me. If you're gonna throw Wu in there, you're gonna throw Biggie, Nas, then I would personally say Ray and Mobb Deep and Ray. Those would be my top 5 albums that brought the East Coast back during that era, during that 95 era.
So what was Pop?
Pac was so in between. I ain't gonna count him because he was
heavy East
he
Coast.
He was in Oakland already though.
But he paid. This is the homage album to East Coast, not like the old school.
But he was in Digital Underground. He was already in Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah, but that album didn't sound East Coast.
What? Me Against the World?
Yeah.
Oh,
It definitely sounded more
did.
East Coast than anything.
No, them
did.
beats was trash.
What?
Come on, man. Let's keep it on Mob, man.
Take it back to another episode.
Yeah. We ain't gonna even go back to that.
All of
episode.
Tupac's beats
I think he was.
trash.
Oh man.
All right, I shouldn't say trash. He's a bad beat picker.
I like the album.
I think it's a classic.
He could have picked a lot
This is
better
the year of
beats.
the remixes too. I remember I brought 2 remixes CDs. One More Chance remix came out this year,
Yeah.
and the Freaking You remix with Ray and Ghost on there. That I brought them shits from the wall at the same time.
In 95?
95 for sure.
You put the sticker on.
She got stacks like that. I still got it, though.
You put the sticker on.
I still got it.
CD?
I ain't get hip till later. I used to as soon as I buy my shit, I used to put my sticker on there. Yeah. But I was like, hold on, if I fucking break another CD, I'm gonna do it. So I used to start saving my stickers.
Yeah.
It was very big
What's
in
the
bringing
good
back
color?
the grimy
The
gangster
Wall
New York
Guarantee, Lifetime
sound.
Guarantee.
Like I said, I think it's top 5 like New York hip hop, man, grimy hip hop at that time. I ain't gonna count the Pac, but
How can't you count Pac though? Because Pac was everything was New York around this time.
Well-
Above the rim, he was heavy East Coast.
well, we counted Pac. Then I think I'll take Mobb Deep over Pac.
Over Me Against the World.
Yeah,
Oh my,
Mobb
that's
Deep is
big.
hard, man.
That whole
It was.
album was hard.
It was, but Me Against
Every
the World
beat,
was hard.
every rhyme.
And I
456 came out this year too.
Cool G Rap. That's
yeah,
my
classic.
joint. That's my joint.
It's a shame, right?
That's my joint. I like that joint. Dang, I think that kind.
Fast
I
Life.
got a little slept on.
Fast Life, yeah, Fast Life.
What, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah.
Butch Chrome used to love that album, man. Bell
Nas killed
Brother,
that.
Nas
Larry.
killed that joint.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace. LD used to love that album.
Rest in peace, man. Yeah,
You
Nas,
said
Nas
AZ
killed
came
that
out
song.
then too?
Adore
Later,
That
yeah.
was a good album.
in October.
I don't know, man.
That's when Noy was. See,
He deserved.
AZ,
He deserved to get in there too.
See,
man.
AZ
Man, I don't
dropped
think he can make
right
the top
after
5.
that Life's a Bitch. He knew it was his introduction. That's why he came that saying like
He was hot.
it wasn't too far.
Yeah.
People wanted that.
The
You know
show
what I'm saying?
soundtrack.
Yup.
I ain't like the soul soundtrack like all.
They
the
had a
way,
couple
though.
songs.
They had a
It had-
couple
it had-
songs.
it had
I like
to
the
be-
live joint.
It had to be my bitch on there.
Yeah, I like
Oh, I
that.
did like that.
That was live though. That was shot
Yeah.
live though, right? Wasn't that shot live?
Yeah, on the doom, doom, they killed that.
That was
shit.
shot live. Like they was performing that. That joint was nice. And then Every Day It Rains with Mary
Grand
J.
Pooba
Blige.
2000.
I ain't really like
Yeah,
that
give you
one.
some of those
He had a single on there on 2000. Grand Pooba
Yeah.
with Jamal and all them. He had damn. What song was that? Fuck it.
What did this album do for Mobb Deep's music career?
Catapulted them. Like you got to think this is still arguably their best album.
It gave him a career.
Yeah.
They ain't had no career. That first album was trash.
Did they win any awards for this?
Nah,
Probably
shit,
not.
he
This
ain't
shit
win
too
no.
gutter, man.
This album is one of the few albums like a lot of these albums we talked about. We said didn't really do nothing when it came out, and then they went platinum later. Even like Nas, this album is still gold. This album ain't go platinum.
Yeah, this is bullshit. It's bullshit. Like if any platinum album is this one, and I mean, and I love Hell on Earth. What was the other one called after that? Murder Music, and then I even like Infamy.
Classic.
I didn't like those, man.
You didn't like Murder Music?
I'm
What?
still stuck on this album.
What?
Man,
Yeah, I didn't
G.O.D.
like
Fall
them.
Apart 3.
I didn't like
The
them.
first three
I like
is
singles
tough.
from them.
And
I
when
don't
niggas
like
was
the
going
whole
that-
album.
And when they was going that Pac on that
To
shit.
me, dog.
Oh, yeah, they
they
went at
put
Pop.
out
They went
three.
at Pop.
It was going
To
Pac
me, they
crazy.
put out 3 classics, back to back to back.
I agree. I
For
agree,
real.
man.
Because this, then going to Hell on Earth. Hell on Earth was a classic.
I
Then going to
agree.
Murder Music. Murder Music really put their career in a whole different spot.
I like
because
Infamy
they went
too.
more commercial. I like Infamy too.
Who was they going at then? That was Jay-Z.
Oh, there's a lot of Jay-Z
Burn.
songs. A lot of
Burn.
Jay-Z songs.
They
Oh, that
killed
burn
that
was
shit.
that burn was hard. That burn was. They had Vito on there. Didn't they have Vito on that song?
Vito's
And
on
and
there.
Big
And
Noid.
Yup.
Yeah, that song was hard.
Let me tell you how I was going down.
That was a
Song
free.
down.
That was a freestyle song too. A lot of people was going on that song, but it took them from being unknown to being one of the biggest groups in New York City in one album. That was dope.
Duo wise, it was hard to find a better two, and it was really Pete just rapping like crazy, having doing the beats. But like they in the top 5. If you got two, motherfucker, Mobb Deep in your top 5.
They might be in my best duo.
How did Mobb Deep how did their sound separate
Especially
them?
album
How did their sound separate them from others? Peter, I know you producer wise, how did their the sound of their music?
It was just hard drums, and they took the softest sound in the background and just made it hard with the hard drums. It was different.
It was super. It was super grimy, man.
Yeah, I agree.
The only thing I could kind of compare it to was the RZA's Wu-Tang sound, but it was just
Not
it was
as grimy as RZA's.
it was dark to me. The Mobb Deep sound went a little darker. It was a little darker, man.
RZA sounded dirty.
It did sound dirty.
Theirs was RZA wanted static in his music. Mobb Deep was more clean, more bass heavy.
Run to, baby.
But it was just dark. But it was some of them, and as they grew into the next album, because I think the next album the beats got real dark. But I loved it though. But their production sound was different.
With, Ray and them on there.
Yeah.
On Hell on Earth.
Yeah, that
Nighttime Coming. That joint. And then they had the sound of the birds in the beginning.
beats is crazy.
That was on Hell on Earth, though, right?
Yeah. I don't know where Havoc was digging into for these sounds. Man, they Jones is crazy.
Funeral Parlor.
How does this album? How does this album measure up to the competition at the time?
Oh, it's right there.
No, it definitely held its own.
It
It held its own.
When you mention East Coast hip hop at this time, you got to mention this album.
I'm talking about 95. I'm not talking about with the Biggie and the Nas.
Well, I'm gonna say, 95.
say with the Biggie and the Nas and all that.
Because I'm gonna say if Nas and Biggie, to me, I would consider those the top tier albums. If those are top tier albums, I feel like Mobb Deep is right under them.
Well, I don't think because I don't think that if this came out before Biggie and Nas did, I don't think the impact would have been the same.
I agree. I think they kind of laid the groundwork for them to come out with this, because I feel like I'm gonna put them on the top tier because lyrically I feel like they was in a different dimension. But I will put Mobb Deep right under them though.
But you don't think Prodigy lyrically was in a different dimension?
Prodigy got busy.
Prodigy was nice.
He got busy. Trust me. Was he Nas or Biggie?
No, he wasn't. But he
got busy
but he
though.
was nice.
He got
nice.
Trust me. Prodigy killed it. Prodigy killed it.
Lyrically, he may have been the best rapper that dropped this year. Prodigy was in '95, but lyrically, bar for bar. But I don't think that was the best album that dropped this year.
What, The Infamous?
Yeah, that's not my favorite album this year.
What's your favorite album this year?
Cuban Link. I'll take Cuban Link over the Infamous 30 days of the week.
I actually will too. But I love
the Infamous.
I love
That's not to take away from
I
it.
love the Infamous though.
And I think Prodigy will bar for bar murder Ray. But
I actually agree with that. I think Prodigy's bars was better on this album, but he was also trading verses.
Yeah.
I think his bars was better than Ray's, but I like Ray's album. Like the sound of the whole
Jay-Z
album.
said they used to measure up the Prodigy bars. the way he was coming.
No,
like
Prodigy,
they knew that
Prodigy
a problem.
Prodigy
Yeah,
is
he's a problem
Prodigy
at the
is a
time.
problem.
Nas verse on Cuban Link was better too.
It definitely was.
Oh,
It
yeah,
definitely was.
absolutely.
That Verb Winter, Verb Winter, of course, is crazy.
That was
So,
crazy.
It's a whole
but
different
this
kind
is a
of vibe.
classic. Not to take nothing away from this album.
is a super classic. It's a
You know what I
super
mean?
classic.
This shit was heavy.
It's a super classic. Why did Prodigy and Havoc complement each other so well, like as a group?
I don't know, man. It just they was the yin. One was the yin. One was the yang.
Well, you had your rapper and you had your producer.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. Like they didn't step in each other's lane really. Like bar for bar, Havoc knew he couldn't fuck with P. P was an alien.
But don't get it twisted though. Like Havoc
Havoc
wasn't
got some
he
bars.
wasn't like chopped liver though. Like
Yeah,
it
he
wasn't
wasn't
like
P,
it wasn't like
though.
he,
That's
I
like-
ain't gonna say it was P, but he wasn't whack though. He wasn't whack.
I didn't say it was whack.
He
I
wrote-
just said he
wrote-
wasn't.
He
P.
wasn't P though. He wasn't
He
P.
not close P.
But he could ride the beat. He could get the job done though. He wasn't like it wasn't like it. You think
was just different.
You think it was a super big drop off?
I'm just telling
Nah,
you,
I
dog.
don't-
Like
I don't.
this is Kobe and Lamar Odom on the same team. Lamar Odom was good.
Hey, I like
Lamar Odom
Lamar
was
Odom.
good.
Lamar
Dog,
Odom
lyrically,
was
he
good.
can't. Dog, lyrically,
Not
he's not
Lamar
going to.
Odom.
Lamar Odom was.
Lamar Odom
good.
was
He
nice,
was the
man.
goods, nigga. He did it all.
He did, but
He was
I just think that Havoc was a little bit more nice. I think Havoc was nice.
Havoc was
Havoc
I'm
was
not
nice.
saying Havoc was trash, dog, but I just think P was on that. He was on that.
Oh yeah, P
that
was
level.
definitely better. We both know that.
Like you just sat here and say like P held his own along.
I understand, and that's what I'm
Havoc
saying.
ain't holding his own with them dudes.
No, I agree with that. But Havoc can't.
He can't hold his own
Not
with them
Nas
other
and
with them
Biggie,
other
dog.
ghosts and them shit.
Nah,
P can hold his own
nah,
up there.
Nah, you right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was no disrespect to Have. I just thought P was that much nicer.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
We all knew that.
Yeah, it wasn't no
But he
saying
wasn't-
Havoc was
he
whack.
wasn't- he
I didn't
wasn't.
say Havoc was whack.
Oh, okay.
Nah, didn't say that.
They bounced off each other well, but I just feel like Prodigy lyrically was on a.
It's sort of like the
another
same
dimension.
argument you can make with Sheik Luch. In so many words. But I think Havoc is better than Sheik Luch.
Like I never.
I don't know about that.
I think
Freak.
it's
I don't know about that.
There's been
Freak.
There's been times, especially on
Sheik got
We're the
off.
Streets,
Yeah,
where
Sheik
I
got
thought
off.
Sheik Luch.
I
got
thought
off.
Freak.
Sheik
I
got
thought
off,
I
man.
thought Sheik Luch might have had
He
the
did.
better verse on the
he
joint.
did. It's
I
a-
shoot through.
It's not
buildings
that
with red
many.
bricks.
I was actually I was watching Swiss
I don't think
Beats
it's
late
any.
night last night. And he was
Sheik
going
Sheik
through
used to
that.
get off back, but especially the Weird Streets. Sheik was getting off.
Yeah.
Not no more. But I love Sheik. He's a legend, man. But I don't know, man. That's a tough argument right there.
it
That's
is.
an interesting argument, but I'll take Sheik though.
No, what he would
Body or body of work, I take lyrically. I take Sheik.
Go to the albums. Go to the albums.
What
Go-
albums?
I'm just saying, go to the Infamous, then go to Hell on Earth, and then go to Murder Music, and then Havoc bars on all three of them albums.
You know
outweigh
what?
Sheik Luch's.
But is it the songs or the bars? Because I love
The
those.
bars
albums.
and the
I love those
songs.
albums.
The bars.
Nah,
That's
dog,
that's an interesting argument. I have to think about that one a little more. That's
Yeah,
an
I know,
interesting
let it
argument.
sit. Let it sit in.
And that's interesting debate.
I'm going with the Silverback, man.
Though. How did the Infamous shape Mobb Deep? Like the rest of the stuff they came out with after this.
Nah.
I think it lined it up.
I think this put them in a respectable category.
Yeah.
Like this put them up there. Like nah, these niggas like
They
their
coming.
beats, their production is crazy. They them dark ass, hard ass beats, and then you got a lyrical cat like Prodigy and Havoc. Know what I mean, bringing up the rear. Like dog.
It set the foundation
Yeah,
for sure,
definitely.
man. Like
Prodigy was nice, though.
Prodigy
man.
was nice.
Prodigy
I
was
agree
nice
with you
as a
100.
mug,
I agree
man.
with you 100%.
Like, word.
Prodigy was a problem.
But that's what I was trying to say, though. There was no knock on Havoc. It was just P was just that nice.
Yeah,
He was nice.
P was
He was
definitely-
nice. What's your favorite song on the Infamous?
Mine temperature rising.
Probably Temperature Rising.
I'm gonna have to go with Shook Ones Part
Shook
2,
Ones.
man. That just was so hard.
I agree, but that Temperature Rising, man, it was something special about that motherfucker.
Dude, like the way the beat just come on, dog, the way that shit drop. Like you should hear me in my headphones right now.
Is the Infamous a classic?
Absolutely.
Can we agree
Yes.
on this one, Pito? Thank you. I don't think you would go against Queens.
Nah,
had
he-
to answer
Nah,
that.
That number
good,
can't
good,
go
mu-
on now.
good music.
Nigga had to order his ham sandwich out the window.
Yeah, this is absolute classic, man. Hands down, not even a discussion. Is the Infamous Mobb Deep's best album?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
not to me.
Ooh.
I agree with you, man. I'm not. Let me
Had
be
20
clear.
songs.
Let me be clear. I'm not mad
not
at.
taking
I'm not
nothing away
mad.
from
I'm not
Infamous.
mad at anybody that says the Infamous is their best
I'm
album.
not.
I'm
Me
not
neither.
mad at anybody.
But this is not their best album
But
to me.
me personally,
Murder Music.
I feel like I like the way they evolved as a group on Murder Music.
Yeah.
I just feel like they hit it on
Murder
every cylinder. They hit
Every
that thing.
song.
Yeah, they just
Every song.
and they had the songs that like hit on a bigger
It was
scale.
no night. It was no nights off on that album.
Yeah, man, look, I'm not mad at anybody that says the Infamous is their favorite Mobb Deep album. I'm just saying, Murder Music. I just like how they evolve.
I would
everything.
like to next time we go on the road, take one of these trips, go song for song. I would love to.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm with it.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're going to I'm gonna put somebody need to put that in their notes.
But first of all, we gotta be able to go outside though.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we could go down to Atlanta.
Yeah, when we
You can go down there, motherfucker. I ain't going with you.
when we do go to Atlanta.
It's open right now.
He talking that shit because he got the Trump medicine. That's why the fuck he don't care.
I'm not going to Atlanta with you, dog. But when we can go outside,
When we
though,
can go,
yeah, we.
take a
Oh,
ride.
just wear your mask.
That'd be a nice ride to go through some shit.
Nah,
don't open the windows.
we can do that, man. Because look, I'm not mad at anybody. I get it, but man, Murder Music, man, I might actually leave and go bump both of them myself, man. After this,
That was one of Temperature Rising is probably one of Havoc's better verses ever. The way he started that shit off,
Havoc killed that. He killed that. Talking about his brother, he killed that.
Yeah.
He killed that for sure.
Boy said, "Oh, they gonna find his bag
I
in some
think
bag of
that
weed."
might have been my favorite Havoc verse on the album, the whole album, the Temperature Rising verse he did.
Chicks, I've heard to do what? I don't know who this shit. Yo, he killed that.
How has this album aged over the years to y'all? 25 years.
I still go crazy when I hear some of the songs like Survival of the Fittest and Temperature Rise. When I come on like that, it does the same thing, man. It does the same thing to me.
But I feel like it aged well. I think their sound was like, it was so different and their beats were so dark that when you hear it now, it still don't sound like nothing. It don't sound old because their sound was just so different at that time. Like it's still grimy. Listening to it now.
It had you wondering what's next. To me, like what the next project gonna sound like. And
like
then
when
I
Shook
wasn't
Ones come on,
disappointed.
man, when Shook Ones beat come on to this day,
Anywhere.
that joint is hard.
Yeah, especially you put it on for freestyler.
Man, that beat, man, when you hear something, when you hear the Shook Ones beat come on, you see the MC like, oh man, I gotta bring it now. Like you can't come whack over that beat, or you gonna hear it.
You said one time he's like every time you hear that Mobb Deep beat, you just think about Eminem on 8 Mile.
Yeah, because that was a monumental.
I was lying. Yeah. You really said that?
I think I did say it. No,
Oh,
I didn't. I don't know if I said that, but I remember that moment though. That beat came on.
Was
That
that
beat
the beat
made that movie.
that Fred the Godson and Jacquees was on?
Jacquees.
Oh, Jacquees.
Jacquay.
You talking about when they was on
Yeah,
Flex?
yeah. Was that Mobb Deep beat?
No, they didn't go off that.
Oh, okay.
They went off,
All right,
they went
so-
off
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
On it. Yeah,
I was just gonna say because he was the only one that wasn't that good on that beat. So
Jacquay.
yeah.
Oh, Jacquay. Oh, my Fab killed this beat.
Oh, yeah.
Fab destroyed this beat.
on Flex.
No, on his Friday Night Freestyles. He destroyed this, just ripped it apart. Just ripped it apart. Any albums in the past decade that give you the same or similar vibe of this album?
The past decade.
10 years.
No.
I couldn't think of one.
No.
I honestly couldn't think.
I told
Freaks,
you, though.
Freaks, you gonna reach on this one? Because last time you gave us the game. You gonna get any album the last decade that give you a same or similar feel?
I'm telling you,
From this year or just
Any album that came out the last decade that gives you the infamous Mobb Deep kind of feel. Go ahead, I'm gonna give you some time to reach because
Taylor Talk 3.
I was gonna say Thriller the Hunt too.
man.
Really?
Taylor Talk
Man,
3.
I love
Shay
Taylor Talk, and I
Norris
love
is dope, but you saying
Broken Bottles, how
Yo,
dark that
yo,
was.
cut the
it
niggas' mics
gives
off,
you
dog.
Mobb Deep.
I love Benny
It's
Dog.
not going to give me the exact Mobb Deep.
That's interesting though. That's interesting though. Okay, I'm with you. I knew you had something.
I'm in it for the culture.
I knew
Or the plugs. The plugs I met.
The Plugs I Met, 7 songs.
Nah.
He said, I'm in it for the culture.
No, I'm saying.
I knew he had some. I knew he had some.
No, you forced that shit, man.
Question, no, I'm not, because I knew this question was. When you ask this question, is like soon as you hear the answer, it's like, damn, you comparing it solely to the Mobb Deep type vibe, and you can't do it like that.
Dog, I think, and I love Tana Talk, but the next to this that give me this feel, it hasn't been since CNN with War Report.
I definitely think CNN got the same.
Oh yeah,
feel.
yeah.
I can't.
But I'm looking at CNN in the realms of the infamous. Think about it, because CNN is a classic.
It's a classic, but
but that's not the last 10 years.
So
yeah, I know.
So you saying beat? Is it beat wise? Is it lyric wise? What gives you that?
I just think the darkness.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the Benny.
I just think the darkness of the album. I just think the darkness and the layout of the album. And for me, Tana Talk 3 is like really like introducing Benny.
I get all that, but there's no temperatures rising on his hand.
It's not.
He actually don't
see,
got
now
it.
you're getting into the
No.
We'll never figure that out.
Because like lyrically, War Report cannot compare to the infamous lyrically, but it gives you that, like, that's just a classic, and it gives you that Mobb Deep feeling, like, you maybe because Havoc done did work on there, but that gives you that. I don't think Tana Talk is, and lyrically Tana Talk might be, Tana Talk lyrically is better than War Report lyrically, but I wouldn't take Tana Talk over War Report. Nori, if you go back and listen to what Nori's saying, you be like.
He just hit it. But he just did it right, man. His lyrics is kind of elementary, but it worked.
Parole violation.
Havoc produced that song. Parole violation.
Fugitives on the run, son. Live by the gun, son. Die by the gun, son.
Yeah, Havoc produced that song.
I remember what you got.
Huh?
What you got?
I ain't have nothing. But that's interesting though. That's interesting. I couldn't really think of nothing that kind of gave me the infamous sound was just so different to me. But I get you. I wasn't thinking about that because it was one person compared to two, maybe. I don't know, but that never crossed my mind, Benny. But that's an interesting one.
I'm calling him Benny.
That's an interesting one, man. I don't know. I don't got any. Pito, you got anything? Oh, you said Thrill of the Hunt? I'm surprised. I like Shay Nora, but I'm surprised you came out with that one.
Gorilla Glue.
I think Pito's just naming albums at this point.
Gorilla Glue dope, but I don't get.
I'm just thinking of the rhyming.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Two people going back and forth.
All right. Well, finally, what is the infamous album from Mobb Deep? What's their legacy 25 years later to y'all?
Man, just overall best duo in hip hop. Rest in peace to Prodigy, one of the best rappers from the East Coast to do it.
Rest in peace.
Just overall, just representing Queensbridge, QU, how they said, and just like. It was a great situation, man, and this album is a classic, man. It's a lifelong Bible, as y'all would say, the Bible of my albums, something like that. I heard somebody say something like that. Like this is considered like one of my carry-ons. If
Nas really opened the door for Queensbridge on like a big scale. Mobb Deep came after him and kicked it all the way down.
Yeah.
Like they just kicked the door all the way in and it just fell all the way down at this point.
Agree.
I mean, I think Nas was so upper echelon, like when it came to who he was and the way he carried himself. Like this was like the epitome of Queensbridge. Like this was the muscle of Queensbridge. Yeah. Like this album right here.
Because
like,
Nas was still finessing.
Right. But this puts you in a place where it's like,
don't go there.
Places. Yeah. This painted the picture like the Queen.
I mean, just look at the pictures. I mean, look at the cover and the back cover. Like, just look at it, man.
They actually just like you. The Tims were called something else. They
definitely.
But they just made them Mobb Deeps.
Yeah,
because Mobb Deep had them on.
But these joints are one of my favorite ones too. The ones that Havoc had on with the green top.
The green top.
Them
the Mobb Deeps.
Yeah,
that's what they call the Mobb Deeps.
Only thing I hate about them shits, dog, them shits could get scuffed up and scratched up
it's
quick,
over.
dog.
It's over.
Like, that shit'd get light.
It's no
one scratch and that shit's fucked.
It's over. Yeah.
25 years later, the infamous is a classic, man. It's just grimy hip hop. To me, when you think of just grimy hip hop, not singles, and where the singles on this album is grimy. Like everything about this album is grimy. It ain't no glitter, gold, shininess. Yeah. It's just a grimy album. This is before they started worrying about making singles. it's just a grimy album. That's why that's why it only went gold.
And
they had no big radio singles.
And also, which validates your point of the Murder Music being the best thing, because then you have the radio play album, which was still grimy, which was still Mobb Deep, which was still.
But you
songs.
would hear some of these songs on the radio though.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
this might be the album where you get the gutter albums. Like that's a street album that get radio play.
Yeah, the format of this album probably wouldn't work today at all, but it worked for them because like Shook Ones is a classic hip hop song, but to most people, if you came out with a Shook Ones today, they were like, "Oh, we can't do nothing with this song. We can't put this out as a single."
If music had an impact like it does today, like when you say music influenced choices of the youth today, if we was influenced by this type of shit, we all be in jail.
All be there because it'd be a long time. Well, Pito said the robbery rate went up in New York.
Yeah, stick up kids everywhere.
Man, this is a classic, man. 25 years later, I can't believe it. Mobb Deep, the infamous, 25 years. Wow, congratulations, man. Rest in peace to Prodigy.
Rest in peace,
P. Salute to Havoc.
Legend.
Salute to Havoc.
Yes.
This is a great, great body of work. Classic right here, y'all.
Man.
First ballot, man. This is
First
a
ballot,
legendary group.
yeah. First ballot, yeah.
The infamous. The infamous is one of those albums, man. One of those albums that you gotta give it the respect.
Is it top 10 albums of the East Coast?
That's tough.
You saying period? I gotta think about that, or you gotta give me a time frame wise. When I said the top 5 of bringing the East Coast back, that's different. But top 10 all time top 10.
Of course, it's not for you because you like Murder Music better than this, which I do as well. But I just think,
but the infamous is more nostalgic though.
Yeah,
because it was the first time.
This took the word right out of my mouth.
This might be my favorite Mobb Deep album. I like other ones, but this might be my favorite Mobb Deep album.
I ain't mad at that.
It's not a bad argument to have though.
This is a fucking classic.
Yo, I want to actually see Havoc do the verses now because Havoc got some joints.
Who gonna fuck with him?
But just Mobb Deep songs, he got some joints.
Fuck with him?
I don't know, but he got some. They can get somebody to go one of them hip hop.
One of my favorite
he might burn them.
Is the Scarface shit though off of Murder Music.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with
You
Nas.
need to get rid of that shit. The way that shit come on is crazy.
But
the video though.
The reason I like Murder Music because the album cuts on Murder Music is hard. Like the songs you consider album cuts is hard.
Yeah.
The features they got, everything just works. It just blends together.
Then the implement Lil Kim.
To be honest with you, I hate that.
You hate that song with Lil Kim?
Yeah, I like the original better.
I like the original too, but
I think people like
I think
my
the video,
chain
I
hang
think
down
the
on my
video,
dick, my shit bang glass tables.
Prodigy got off in that original version.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. Like his lyrical.
It's crazy because P snapped on that on the regular version, but then the remix is the one that's really remembered over the time. But
the video gave me more life to the Lil Kim.
It's so bad. My bad. It's so bad. Like when the beat drop and she go QB, I turn the song.
Stop that.
Yo, I swear to you. It's not that her verse was whack, but that P verse on the original shit.
Yeah, P. Because P rapped the whole song. He rapped the whole song on the first one. P got the whole verse, if I'm not mistaken. P got the whole verse. But man,
Quiet Storm on that joint, dog. Like
it's crazy. But man, the infamous 25 years. Salute,
man.
Salute to Havoc, Prodigy. Rest in peace once again. This is a classic hip hop album right here, man. If you ain't heard this album, go back and listen to it, man. Look at history, dog.
Yo, not like tooting our own horn or something, but a lot of people that have the greatest platform don't recognize these type classics in a way that it should be represented. Like you should have a whole hour special on this album, like a motherfucking unsung. Do unsung just on this album. Like
I do feel like
the memories.
I do feel like it kind
of.
I do feel like it kind of didn't get the recognition that it deserved when it came out.
Bullshit, and concert crew as a whole, we would not let that happen.
Yeah, I
to
feel
the real hip-hop
like
heads.
when I seen Nas posted,
Yeah.
Ray, people
Fat
that was
Joe.
involved, Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
But I feel like overall it didn't get
It
the
didn't get
acknowledgement like
hit.
it deserved.
didn't get that hit.
But,
And that's probably why it's still gold.
yeah, but why?
You know what I'm
Yeah, you're
saying?
right. But well, we going give them their
Yeah,
flowers
absolutely,
because
man.
they
Give
deserve
them
it.
flowers. They deserve
this is
it,
a
man.
classic
This is a
album. If
straight
you haven't
classic.
heard the Infamous, go check this out. Salute to Havoc again. I know you carrying it on. You carry on the tradition. Big you and Big Noise still carrying it on. Rest in peace to Prodigy, man. Thank y'all for this timeless classic music right here. And we're going to continue to support these classics.
Yes.
But, yo, we Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast.
What else?
Make sure y'all go subscribe. Download us. We on all our digital platforms. Make sure y'all go subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out our new YouTube channel and all our video content on there. Yo, man, we here. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, salute the Mobb Deep. Yo, Pito, hit me with the fader. We out.
Yes.